What's up, guys? It's John at National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into tomorrow's schedule and also recap. So we had a bad day today. Again, I'm the first one to say it. When we have less plays, we're either going to do really good or really bad. And we pushed our first game. It doesn't even let me click on it without it taking me to this stupid thing. But we were able to push the first game. It was a 3-point game. We lost by 3. Now, the Dragons, I ran that again as a leg 2, and we missed that. So we lost that leg 2. And in the All-Star game, we lost the leg 3. Of course, I had LeBron winning. And honestly, I should have just waited till after the draft. I did not realize the draft was going to be that lopsided. I can't imagine anybody was taking Team LeBron after the draft. It was just like Giannis was just messing around, taking guys, and like Ja. Meanwhile, you got Joker, Luka. You had Embiid. All these guys go to LeBron's team. But either way, it's a loss. The good thing is tomorrow is spaced out a lot better. Oh, yeah, we lost Tulsa too. I'll tell you, Tulsa's letting us down a lot. I know it seems like, it's rough, but in general, college basketball has been the best. So I stick with Tulsa just like any other team, bad against the spread. Speaking of spreads, I've been waiting for hockey teams. There's a reason I played a few here and a few there. There haven't been many nights where there's been a schedule of hockey where every team is either like one of the best or worst on the spread or over. In these games, they are. So now the spread's going to be a little different, but on some of these, we're going to be getting some pretty good odds. So you can see, and the reason I have them the way I do is because some are earlier games, okay? So I'm running the Ducks to cover and the under on that game because the Ducks are bad on the spread, as well as the fact that the same thing with the over. They hit the over a lot, the Panthers. So you'll see for the Bucks to cover, it should show it here. It's going to be good odds. It's going to be plus odds for sure. So it depends. It's going to depend on your book. Usually it'll also show the puck line. I guess it's not. But when the money line's like this, you're going to be getting at least plus 150, I think, on the puck line there. So I like that one. Ducks to cover. That's going to be a leg 1. And again, for that same game, we're going to go with the under. Now, for a leg 2, these are contingent, okay? What do I mean by contingent? Well, the Flames play at 4. So let's just say we lose both of the Ducks ones, right? Or let's say we lose one of the two. Then we plug in the Flames. You see how I have Flames? We plug them in as leg 2, okay? So if we win both of the Ducks plays, then the Flames will remain a leg 1. We could still play them as a leg 2 for a recent loss, but I'm more just trying to play the metrics tomorrow. Just the basics. So, yeah, Ducks, and then I got the Flames. In case one of the Ducks ones doesn't hit, we plug that in as leg 2. And I like the Flames to cover the Flyers. Same thing, it's all metrics. Now, you can see here, they're minus 250, but with the cover, that's going to bring it to about even odds. Meanwhile, the Ducks, we're going to be getting good plus odds. So that's another good thing. That's another reason I chose the Ducks as only a 1 unit, the Ducks cover. And to cover the puck line, you're just taking them plus 1.5. Here, it's going to be Flames minus 1.5, just in case. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, but it's no different than baseball. So I like the Flames cover here as a leg 2. I get it more so if the Ducks lose and the game goes over. Am I going to make it a leg 2? Our next play is the Senators to cover the Bruins, and that's going to be also going on at 1 o'clock. Bruins very good against the spread, so you can see minus 292. So the Senators we're going to be getting, 1.5. It'll be pretty close to even. We might be laying a little bit, but again, we'll make up for it with the Ducks, assuming they go through. So yeah, I like the Senators to cover there as a leg 1. And I like the Rangers to cover the Jets. And I like the Jets-Rangers over, okay? And them I'm playing as leg 2 and 3 regardless, just because I do like these plays a lot. I like the Rangers to cover the Jets because, again, of records against the spread. And both of these teams, when I looked at the puck line, they go under quite a bit. So I think the over is going to be – I don't think a lot of people are going to be on the over. So that's my favorite play is the over on this game. But I do like the – and again, this is just metrics. This is what got us 60-70% with college basketball. We're going to see what it does with hockey. But yeah, so Jets, Rangers, I like the Rangers cover. That's a leg 2. And then the over I like is a leg 3. And then the Sharks Kraken, I like the under on that game. Leg 2. Because again, that's another later one. So by that point, we'll probably have a couple going to a leg 2. If we don't, that's even better. And Senators Bruins, we're double playing that one as well. Not only do I like the Sens to cover, but I like that game to go over. And then last one, I'm going to go over. You can keep an eye on my community, on my Discord. I might even just drop a video, but I'll put it in the comments here. It'll probably be a leg 2, but let's say we have a couple leg 2s not go our way, then I'll probably upgrade this one to a leg 3. Just because Islanders took the first 2, I think the Penguins are going to take this one. I don't know a ton about hockey, just based off what I was seeing. I was listening to the preview on this one, and I feel like they're going to have the Penguins win. I could be wrong. It's about an even game, so it's not really a cover as much as the money line. But the rest of these are going to be puck lines, just so you know, outside of the over-unders, of course. So on all these, we're taking 1.5 or we're laying 1.5. For the reason being, I mean, we could take the Ducks straight up, but I'm doing this because it's an against the spread metric that has worked very well. Now, you might also get, again, we're taking the spread offered, okay? So if it offers 2.5, which it might, sometimes it'll just do that. It'll offer 2.5 at even odds. That's the one I'm taking. So I'm gonna make my plays in a minute, but I just wanted you guys to know it's based whatever the even odds is. Sometimes they'll just give you the 1.5, and you're going to be getting plus odds versus minus. Other times they'll offer the 2 options, and the one is basically the puck line, and that's going to be the one that's minus 110, plus 110, etc. So they change it around depending on the book, but yeah, I'm taking the puck line, the closing puck line, as well as the closing over under, and like I said, I'm doing them pretty soon, but 12 hours from the first game, that's pretty close to closing. And again, with hockey, I don't know that much anyway, so nothing crazy. I might as well throw this in there because it's just one game. It's 2, actually. I like NCCU to cover UMES. I think it's like Maryland Eastern something or something of that effect. But they're just really good against the spread. So is NC. I think that's North Carolina Coastal. They're good against the spread too, but not as good as UMass. So I am going to take NCCU to cover. And USCB, I like to cover Cal Fullerton, because Cal Fullerton is also good against the spread, and the line looked weird. So that one's a leg 2. So again, for the hockey, it's nothing crazy. The opening ones we're doing, I'm doing a leg 1 for the Ducks, and then we'll make a leg 2 for the Rangers, depending on, or the Flames. It doesn't really matter which team you choose. Our goal tomorrow is basically a split would be great, because if we could just split accordingly, we'll close a lot of units and we won't lose any leg 3s. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we do with college. And I'm just glad, because obviously there's not a lot of sports going on, but we do have a good hockey schedule going on tomorrow. And then we do have some good college ones coming up the next couple days. But yeah, I wanted to go into that. And yeah, the XFL, like I said, it's interesting. It was realistic looking. They had the last minute, which again is designed to make it where the comebacks happen more often. So that's literally by design. But as far as play, like assignments, as far as consistency, fake injuries, all that stuff, it seemed more realistic of a game, like less like Madden versus like when you're watching the NFL, it's almost like watching Madden. So I'm going to watch that this year. It should be interesting. Again, I'll take the push, because instead of losing a leg 3, we just reran it. We lost that. So that's what the Rangers, I'm plugging in the, just so you know, the for my Rangers Jets here, I'm plugging that one in for the leg 2 loss on the Sea Dragons. Okay, so it's just going to be like this. For anyone who hasn't seen my videos, since it's a 3-legger, we plug it in right here, and that's going to be leg 3, and that's to be determined. Now, as you can see, closed -7. We're not going to chase these, as I've proven with the system. As bad as the day today was, for example, double-digit net negative, we're still well over plus 50 on the year. Well, since I started, honestly, just because again, we don't chase. I have never once chased. The furthest I chased was like a half, almost to a leg 4, but I didn't. But we're not 67 now. That has dropped, obviously. This was as of like 2 days ago. I think we're right around 55 or something. But my point is, we don't chase. We just understand that over time that we're going to close more than 7 for a 3-leg loss. And we'll get 3-leg losses in bunches. We've gotten them before. But what's good is people are starting to understand, like, wow, today was a rough day. But they understand it's more of again, it's like a regression more so than it is anything as far as our bankroll, because that's the whole point of it, is we're going to get, you can just see in the last couple of days, we had a close, -7, -7, -7, and we had another one not too long, a -7. And you see Tulsa has been there a few times, so it's easy to get discouraged, but then it's easy to see how quick we pick up 7, and that's what we've been doing all year. So if you want more detail into my system, I did a video on that. It's in the playlist. It just basically shows how we're up 50 units in 30 days. It was at the time or something. And there's a lot of people telling me they're not getting notifications that, and I'm not getting your guys' notifications. I get a comment and I always respond immediately. Now I'm not getting them till 5 days, and then I respond immediately, but I'm not getting the notification for the comment for 5 days. It's like my account is at a complete standstill right now, which is fine. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep doing what we do. We have enough people, which is awesome, that continuously show love, support, and benefit from the system. It's just interesting because I think we'll plug through it, but it's just it could be also football season's over. There's all those other things to take into account. But as far as recommendations, things like that, we fell off a cliff. So I'm never one to make excuses. It's just I have noticed, and people are bringing it to my attention. So all I can say is you might not get this until, who knows, it's seeming like days later. So if you search my name and go to the most recent, I put this in a playlist. These are, it's the Daily Bets playlist. So the most recent one in the playlist or the most recent video is always going to be the best shot, because I do it on purpose. I make the playlist as meticulous as I can because I didn't know it was going to be this, as far as people having such a hard time finding me now. But now it makes that even easier. But I set up the playlist for people that want to watch, how we could take such a day like today, just a bludgeoning, and still be up well over 50 units. Anyone can watch and see our picks in live time. But I wanted to go over it because I wanted to address it. I don't like to complain about it. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately, but it is the case right now. Whether you want to call it shadow banning, whatever term you want to use, we're just not being recommended, and it's okay. Like I said, we'll be fine. It's happened before. We had to start from scratch before. But yeah, it's probably the fact that, like I said, we're going, we have baseball season starting. This is a baseball system, and it started happening more, I'd say like a week or two before the Super Bowl. So, we were talking about McAfee. So you never know. But, and I'm not saying it's just us, but I have had a lot of people telling me about the notifications. And yeah, all I can say is the best I can do is if you just search us, search National Sports Entertainment, you'll find my most recent video. Sometimes the pictures, the thumbnails aren't even coming up. So I think it's easy to scroll right past me. So it's really messed. Like I'll put the thumbnail right up, but it won't show up when someone's scrolling. It just like my screen recorder, which is harder to. It's not going to really jump out, of course. So, like I said, searching is probably the best way because even people that are saying that they're subscribed with notifications, they're getting it at least, but they're still telling me that they're not getting it right away. So I'm not sure how all that works. I'm just pretty sure that they're not running out there to promote our channel. So I just want you guys to know that if I'm not responding, it's not because I haven't got a comment. I even check anyone that might be held for review, even though I don't hold any. And I check all the back comments. And then one day I'll get a bunch from weeks ago. So it just doesn't make sense. So I'm not sure. I think it's just a way of making it where my channel seems less personable. It's harder for me to, I'm not getting comments, harder to respond to comments. People's comments aren't showing up. People aren't getting notifications. And, it's just a tactic. It's unfortunate, but we're going to not let it affect us. So I think we have a good day tomorrow with hockey. We got 2 basketball plays. NBA will be coming back around. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that. NBA is great because we could play a 13-game schedule. Even if we don't have a great night, we close 4 or 5 sequences. And that's why the NBA and just anytime you have a consistent sport going, it's good. So it's rougher when we can only play 3 or 4 plays. Maybe I should have been more conservative, like the All-Star game. I firmly believed in the symbolism. That's the reason I made it a leg 3. But, stuff like that in the future, I always try and adjust, reassess. So going forward, if we're playing 3, 4 games, unless it's a play I really like, might make it just a leg 1, leg 2. And that way we can pick our spots better. For example, in 2 days, there's a bunch of good college plays. And then we got the NBA coming back the next day. So I just wanted to pick out the reason we're playing this whole hockey schedule is it's the first time that it hasn't just been like one team like the Sharks or whoever it may be that fit the metric. All these teams are towards the very top or bottom of all their respective metrics. So I think we do good with hockey. Goal is only to really split, but I think we do better than a split. And I think we can, a couple of these we can get twofers. So like the Ducks, the Senators, etc. And don't forget USCB covers, and I like NCCU covers. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.